what's up? Video for today, and a few reflections that I feel like have actually now starting to come to light. A lot of things that have been coming together now and making sense. Coming home from jiu-jitsu today, and I feel like one thing that has been starting to ring true for me is the idea of being slow is fast. Something along those lines. Moving slow is moving fast. And it started when one of my bosses said this about a transaction that we were going through at work. And at the time, I kind of put it to where it's like corporate sort of mumbo jumbo and didn't really think about it too deeply. So I was kind of just casting it aside and didn't really register it. But I think as of recent days, it's really started to make sense to me. And just even broader than, work, it's made sense to me in life too. I think that one thing that I've noticed is I've been really working on staying in the present. And I've been dealing with the last few days, I've been dealing with having a lot of thoughts in my mind and a lot of things that have been sort of keeping me shaky. Even if I feel a lot of good energy, I'm like, when will it go? My mind just keeps being chaotic and feels like I can't even manage that good energy or even bad things that I'm going through. I'm just everywhere, and I misplace things like dumb things. And luckily nothing happened that resulted in anything super consequential, but I just kept getting reminders throughout that I need to be more in the present. And one thing I just started doing after jiu-jitsu was, after I was done wrapping up, I started to be in the present more. I started repeating everything that I was doing. I was like, I'm putting my meri chaddi pehn raha hu, I'm putting my underwear, I'm putting my clothes on, I'm putting my clothes on, I'm packing my bag, I'm packing my bag, I'm packing my bag. And just focusing, and I noticed that when I did that, I focused all my attention on just the task that I was doing in that moment. And by doing that, as I was packing my bag, I was like, oh, I left my gi in the other room, and I would have left it behind. I would have forgotten about it had I not slowed down for a little bit. So I think a lot of the reasons I've been sort of, absent-minded, and this is something I've felt throughout my life. I feel like one of those primary reasons have really been because I'm moving really quickly and my mind is moving across 100 different things at once, or I'm thinking of a lot of different things, and I'm distracted. I'm thinking about the past, future, this situation, that person, I'm scatterbrained, and that's why in the present I'm missing things that are crucial. So I think I'm gonna try just doing this activity where I'm gonna I'll just keep repeating what I'm doing in the moment, but my biggest goal, my biggest benefit, I think that's gonna help me is just slowing down, and yeah, just letting myself slow down, understanding that it isn't wrong to move slow, because moving slow is ultimately moving fast. Peace.